Hey guys, how's it going? Ricky Widmer here from Most Valuable Podcast, here to give you our NFL Power Rankings for week number 9. If you're new to the Power Rankings videos here at Most Valuable Podcast, here's how we do it. Myself and Mark Weber from Most Valuable Podcast go ahead and come up with our individual top 32. We give points each. For example, if the Lions are in last place, they get 1 point each. We add them together. They get 2 points. If they're number 1, they get 32 points each. We add together. Whoever's got the most points goes at number 1. Whoever's got the least goes at 32. You guys get the gist. Let's get right into it. Our first 5 teams, starting at number 32, the Detroit Lions. Then at 31, tied for 30, the San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans. Then at number 29, the Baltimore Ravens. And at number 28, the San Diego Chargers. And the way I look at this is the first thing I think of is I know you got what you guys are thinking. Ricky, how can you look over there and tell me that the Ravens beat the Chargers, but the Chargers are ranked higher than the Ravens? How does this even work? And here's how it worked. I had the Ravens ranked a little bit higher. Mark had the Chargers ranked a little bit higher. When it added together, this is how it spit it out. So I'm sorry, Baltimore Raven fans, you are still under the Chargers, even though you beat them last week. The Lions suck. The 49ers suck, benching their quarterback. The Titans suck. These are all dumpster teams anyways. Let's get on to the next group of 5. And at number 27, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then at number 26, tied for 25, we've got the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. Then tied for number 23, the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the way I see this group is the Jaguars had the bye. Dolphins looked pitiful against the Patriots. Hopefully they can bounce back. Then you've got the Bears. The Bears, again, for another week in a row, had the win in their grasp and luckily let it go to my Vikings. Thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for that. Then the Browns, you played the Cardinals, so I'm not going to kick a dog while it's down. And then the Buccaneers getting a nice win against the Atlanta Falcons. So, Buccaneers moving up in this one. Everyone else kind of moving down. Then the next 5, we've got at number 22, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 21, the Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Redskins, at number 20. At 19, the Houston Texans. And at number 18, the New York Giants. And to me, the Giants were an interesting one because, yeah, they scored a lot of points, but they lost. Mark had them a little bit higher than I did. Houston, they played the Titans, but they got a good win. They're tied for first in the AFC South. I had them a little higher than Mark. The Cowboys, though, they only lost by a point. And I know they haven't been a good team, but I had them only fall one single spot in my personal power rankings, only because, they lost by 1 point. And then you had the Chiefs who completely massacred the Detroit Lions. But it was the Detroit Lions. The Redskins, they were on the bye. Let's move on. This next group is only going to be a group of 4. You guys will see when we get to the top of these power rankings. At number 17, the Buffalo Bills, coming off of a bye. Number 16, the Indianapolis Colts. 15, tied for 14, the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, Bills and Eagles from these group of 4, coming off of byes, just moving up. The Colts played well on Monday night, still got the loss. Andrew Luck, I don't know if you blame that interception on Andrew Luck. I don't know if you do it. Luke Kuechly's just was in the right place at the right time. However, that's the football god saying, hey, Andrew, should have been intercepted at the end of regulation. Then you got the Jets, who I had them moving down a lot more than Mark did. They lost to the Raiders. To me, they got to bounce back, and it's going to be hard without having a quarterback if Fitzy and Geno aren't ready to go. Then the next group of 5, 13. I set them a little bit, almost confused them with the Redskins, but tied for number 12, we've got the Oakland Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. At number 11, we got the Seattle Seahawks. Number 10, the Atlanta Falcons. And at number 9, the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings, like I said, stealing a win from the Chicago Bears. The Atlanta Falcons, what's up with you guys? What's up? You go to 6-0, now you lose 2 straight. I think the Falcons get a bounce back week this week against the 49ers. Then the Seahawks getting a close 1-point win. The Seahawks, to me, I couldn't have them move up much because it's only a 1-point win and they played Dallas. So it was kind of like that. Dallas gets more credit for the loss because they kept it close. Seattle should have won by a lot more because of how bad Dallas is this year. Saints moving up with... It was a shootout against the Giants. You had to move both of them up. The Saints move up almost into our top 10, and the Raiders moving up a lot in my personal rankings with their win over the Jets. Then we've got our last group of 5 before we get to the top 3 teams. At number 8, we've got the St. Louis Rams with their concrete ring of death in their stadium. Reggie Bush, my prayers go out to you. The Pittsburgh Steelers coming in at number 7. The Packers coming in at number 6. Then we got the Cardinals at 5 and the Panthers at number 4. Panthers, great win on Monday night. This is a type of win where it's like, okay, now I know when the playoffs, when you get down to the wire and need a score, Superman Cam Newton can get it done, baby. Luke Kuechly, that defense, they couldn't get a pass rush on Andrew Luck, stayed in the game, stayed in it, made the play in the end to give them the win. Cardinals getting a nice win over the Browns. Steelers, a classic AFC North matchup. However, didn't get the win against the Bengals. And then the Rams getting the win over the 49ers. The Packers moving out of the top 3, top 2 in our rankings because they lost to the Denver Broncos. And that offense looked anemic against that Bronco dominant D. And then we got our top 3 teams. At number 3, tied for number 2, the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. And then at number 1, you guys call it. Like I said, as long as this team stays undefeated, they will probably be number 1 on our rankings, the New England Patriots. And part of me wanted to put Denver at number 1 on the rankings because they beat an undefeated Packer team. However, I said, no, I got to put the Patriots number 1, Broncos number 2. The way Mark saw it was Patriots number 1, Bengals number 2. That's why you see the 2-team tie there. But yeah, these 3 teams with the Panthers, the 4th one, the only undefeated guys left. It'll be interesting to see how these guys roll out as the season goes on. To me personally, I mean, going down the list really quick of who they're playing this week. The Bengals, probably going to win on Thursday night against the Browns. The Panthers could get a loss this week against a bounce-back Packer team. Patriots will probably beat the Redskins, and the Broncos will probably beat the Colts. So the Panthers are that one team this week out of the undefeated that is on that kind of first loss watch this week. But that's going to do it for our power rankings this week in the NFL for week number 9. I want you guys to tell me down below what you guys think of our power rankings. Who's ranked too high? Who's ranked too low? What do you guys need to see from your favorite team in order for them to move up in these power rankings? You can also hit me up on Twitter and Most Valuable Podcast on Twitter. All the fancy links are right up there in the corner over my shoulder. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Go ahead, hit that like button, that little sub button right here. And as always, have a good day, everybody.